Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to load in our sound file. You want to do what you think, right?
Yep.
All right. And we want to have those two characters in here. So I'm going to go File, Create Reference. I'm going to go to my asset directory. I'm going to select Amy. I'm going to go File, Create Reference, Assets Directory. I'm going to select Sam. Okay, so I'm going to go File, Create Reference, go to the Assets Directory. I'm going to grab the Anim Light Rig. Okay, so now we have lights in here. I'm going to slide Amy over here. And here's Sam. Okay, so I'm going to select this and see on the global control, there's a bunch of things for turning on the visibility of certain controls. So we don't need to see the bendies. I'm going to turn those off. The finger controls, we don't really need to see those. These aims, we don't need to see them. I'm going to turn off these. These FK, IK visibility, that's for switching FK and IK spine and stuff. We're not going to do that. So these, I don't think do we need that on? No, I'll turn those off too. We don't need that. So what do we turn? The only thing we've got on, really we turned off pretty much everything except these two top ones. So let's do the same thing for Sam. I'm going to select all these channels and turn them off. Okay, so if you open up Sam and Amy, the face group, I like turning the face group off too. So I'm going to take the face group for Amy, put it on a layer, call it Amy face, save it, hide it. So we'll do the same thing with Sam. And make a layer. Sam face and hide it. Okay, I'm gonna save this. Okay, I'm also going to click on my mouse button. All right, so now we've got it down to more manageable amount of controls. So let me go to my studio library. What is running on my machine? Hold on a second. I don't need that. I don't need that. Okay, everything else is cool. All right. So let's, you want them seated on a bench?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the studio library, load that up. Come on, Maya, hold yourself together there. I'm docking it. I know that I'm docking it because I get the line all the way around. Let go.
Oh, I got you. For C library, you could put furnitures as well.
Yeah. Put everything in here. So we don't need to see all this Trek crap. Boom. Go away. All right, yeah, now let's go to the class. Boop. Come on. Open up. All right, so I've got like some basic poses in here. So let's go back over here though. This is gonna hide for both of them. Unfortunately, we don't want that. So I'm going to select, this is all Amy. I'm gonna put all Amy on a layer. Beep. Just we can turn her off briefly. All right, and I'm gonna do the same thing for Sam. Make a layer, dink, all Sam. So I'm just gonna select all the, actually let's get the picker going. And school picker, file, open, in the assets directory. Whoa. And then I'll go file, open, paste. Okay, so I'm selecting Sam right now here. And here I'm going to change the namespace to Sam. All right, so I select everything. Actually, let's not select everything. Let's just select all body. And then I'm going to go to the studio library and Sam, he's got like some basic poses. There's a seated one. We could bring in these two stools. They could be sitting next to each other on two stools.
Well, yeah.
Boom. Okay. Let's bring in the stools. File, create reference, assets, props, diner stool. Woo. Where is it? It's tiny. Just look at that.
Is it times 2?
Make it bigger. How big do it need to be? First of all, why is it like, oops, not there. Let's center the pivot. D. Oh, let's put on D. Turn that off. I'm going to wait, go back. I'm gonna select the stool. I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna align the two of them. Boom. All right, great. So now I'm gonna scale this down. Looks like 3. 2.9. Boom, he's sitting on a stool. What do you think?
It's really cool.
All right, great. So we're sitting on a stool. But you know what? If she's going to be right next to him,
Another stool?
yeah, I'm going to have to make another stool for sure. But I think we're going to need to rotate him around so he's like actually looking at her. All right, so let's do that. Let's save this. We'll turn Amy on. Hi, Amy, what's up? We're going to hide Sam for a second. Select all this. We're going to go back to our, ooh, where's my school picker? All right, there we go. Oh, what? All right, so I'm going to change it to Amy. All right, so I'm gonna select all the body controls on Amy. Go to our studio library, go to Amy. Do I have one of her sitting on the stool? No. Well, that's fine. There we go. So now she's sitting on the stool, but we need another stool. So let's go File, Create Reference, Stool. We can even bring the table in. Let's do it.
Oh, table.
All right. Where's my second stool? Oh dear. Oh, here it is. Hello. So I'm going to center the pivot. Oh, you just get over here. I'm hitting D, this little button, bringing it all the way down to the bottom of it. Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to, what did we say it was? It was 2.9?
It was 2. Yeah, I believe 2.9. Or actually,
2.85.
okay.
All right. So I'm going to select the other stool and align them. Oh, all right, great. So I'm gonna select this one and slide it over. Whee. Oh, let me turn off the magnet. All right, so now we're gonna slide Amy over. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. So should we bring in the table?
Yes. Yes, please.
File.
The table.
Reference. Boink. Oh no, we don't want it. Where is that? We could take just the table part. Look, we had a bench right there.
It's the cube table.
I am going to rotate this 90 degrees. And now I'm going to scale the whole thing up to 2.85. And this would be in front of them, right? Only it would be really long. So let's make it longer. So now it's like they're both seating at
A diner or something.
at a diner, right? So let's turn David back on. I mean Sam back on. Let's save this, we kind of like it. Sorry, this is taking a little bit of time. So, but they don't look like they're engaged in one another. So let's fix that right now. Let's take this, and I am going to just globally rotate him around so that he's looking at her. And now I'm going to do the same thing with her. Rotate and Y. Everything about her, I think, needs to be up a little higher. Yeah, so she's not intersecting that seat so much. So we'd want to make a little bit of some slight adjustments to her pose, right? Because clearly she's not quite as tall as him. So this would want to be back here and up a little higher. Maybe rotated more. And this foot we're going to want to bring back and rotate down. Where's the crown? All right, that's a little bit more realistic for her. And then something else about her hand.
Maybe like on the table.
Oh, do you want to put it on the table?
Oh,
No, it might be nice. If you're going to have it on the table, we're going to need to switch it to IK. All right, but let's just kind of roughly place it in here right now. Everything looks pretty cool to me. Remember, you only do the elbows in Z if you're using FK. Okay. So they're kind of, they look more engaged with one another. They're not, obviously we probably want to. All right. So you probably want to switch the arms to IK, but let's not worry about that right now. Let's just talk, let's look at, we've got this basic setup. So first we got to set up 2 cameras. Okay, so let's talk about setting up 2 cameras. All right, so we want to have 2 cameras in here. So we're going to go create cameras, and we want a camera and an aim. Okay, so we're going to call this camera camera 1. Okay, and now we're going to create another one. We're going to say create cameras, camera and an aim, and this one's going to be camera 2. Okay, so inside here, there'll be 2 separate ones. So this is our front view. Right, this is our, what is this? This is, yeah. So let's just put our front view over here. It's orthographic front view. Okay, so here we're going to put camera 1, and here we're going to put camera 2. So now we're going to set our cameras up. All right. So our line. I think that's all you should animate. So we're gonna make this shot. What do you think? And I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Like that was longer. It was like, yeah, it's not bad. I didn't know. So that's why I put it around 16. Like, okay, that should be good.
Right?
Yeah, like yeah, around 67, 68.
So yeah, let's go. No, let's go to let's make it 84 frames.
Okay.
To give it a little time to breathe. All right. Boom. There's your shot. So, save scene. In this one, we're gonna do his acting. So, what do you think?
Yes.
Or how do you want to play it? Like,
Oh,
what do you think? Or
I was saying like, what do you think? Or like, sure, oh, what do you think?
Right, something like that. So let's frame it up for that. So it's going to be from her point of view, looking at him, or maybe this is the establishing shot, and he's like, "What do you think?" Right. So let's select the camera because this is camera one now, right? We've got this to camera one. So we've selected the camera. There's some things we could play around with here. So let's make this, let's keep this at 35 millimeter. We'll keep it as the establishing shot to show the two of them seated at a counter, a diner counter, okay? So let's get in a little bit closer. We can set this up. This is our resolution gate. This is our film gate. Resolution gate, just so we know how we're framing this shot. Maybe we'll give it a little bit of an angle like this. But we're favoring him, right? Because he's the one acting, and maybe she's nervous and she's just like looking down and playing with something on the countertop, right? And looking away, and he's like, "What do you think?" You know what I'm saying? So maybe she's not looking at him here. It's the acting of it, right? You're going to frame it up and act it. So when you set yourself up to act both parts, just put your camera, you know. So I'm going to make it just a slight angle, right? You're picking your acting beats. So we're leaving it at 35 millimeter, and I like where this is framed for this shot. So I'm gonna hit S. I'll come over here and hit S. Maybe it's a slow push in, right? So let's go here, and I'm just gonna go orthographic top view. Whoa. I'm gonna show the camera just so we can see it. I'm gonna select the camera. I'm gonna scale it up so we can see where the camera is a little bit better, okay? So maybe we're doing a slow push in, all right? So I'm gonna, let's, at this, we're doing this. So we have the translation. So this is maybe we start from this far away and we get in closer. So let's go to the Y. Maybe I think only moving that far is probably enough. Or should we not have the camera move at all?
I believe this camera would be like stay on them, like not move, I
Okay.
believe.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
select
let's
all
try
this.
that.
Get rid of that. Okay, so now we like this camera. I think this shot from this camera is only 24 frames. Okay. So now let's set up the camera from the other angle. What I'm going to do is I am going to copy this one to camera 2. I'm going to change this to camera 2. Yep, it didn't copy. That's fine. Camera 2. Let's set up camera 2 now. Oh wait, did I make this camera 2? Okay, yeah. So let's make this, because this is going to be more of a close-up, let's make it like a 50mm lens. Resolution gate. No. Okay. I'm going to turn off show cameras. I don't want to see the camera here. So really this, let's make this over the shoulder, her reacting to him. Right, so he's in the foreground and we're just looking at how she reacts to him. Okay?
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny because yesterday I did the foreground yesterday with them standing up next to like close to each other.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah, I did that, but then I was looking at the foreground, I was like, oh, okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna key it here, 24, and then I'll key it here. Do you want to push in slightly?
Yeah, yes. Actually, I want the camera to zoom in, or well, actually, I like that one. Like,
Let's see what happens if we do. Let's see. So that's pushing in slightly. I don't know, let's just leave it static. If you want to change it I'll let you animate the camera, okay?
okay.
So from frame 24 to frame 84, that's you going, I don't know. Okay? Whatever the reaction is, like, I don't know. However it is, okay? What is she thinking? Is she thinking, oh, this sounds really scary, like, oh God, I don't know. Right? So you gotta, while you're saying I don't know, you gotta be thinking what she's actually feeling. Does that make sense? Like
Like
this sounds like a
concerned.
really bad idea, or I don't know. What if we get in trouble? You know what I mean? Think what it is that you think she'll be thinking. And the same thing for him. Like, what is he's like, what do you think? Right? He's like, that's pretty much what he's thinking, right? So this shot is just 20, this is 24 frames, and this one is from 24 to 84, okay?
Okay. Okay, I understand that. Okay, so the first shot is 24 frames, but the second shot it's even longer.
The first shot is just 1 to 24. The second shot is frame 25 to 85. Write that down.
Okay.
And then you're gonna shoot out 2 play blasts, and then you're gonna put them together in After Effects or what is it you use?
Okay.
Whatever editing program you use, okay? So 1 to 24 is the first shot. What do you think? And her reaction to him saying, what do you think? Maybe she's looking away, like, or maybe she's like kind of slumped down, she's feeling blue, whatever. Okay. And if her hand is on the countertop, or maybe it's just on a glass on the countertop, make a cylinder. There's cups in the big thing of all the props that I sent you, so you could look for those. Maybe she's holding a cup. Maybe she's just, got her hands on the counter and she's like or she's got her hands together on the counter and she's kind of fiddling with them together. She's nervous, Switch them to IK if they're touching each other or they're touching the countertop. All right, before you start animating that shot. And pose the IK arm. Leave whatever arm is not touching anything, leave that one FK, okay, because it's easier to animate. For him, I don't see, if he's not, maybe he's reaching over and going and putting his hand on her shoulder like, what do you think? I don't know, right? So it's all up to how you want to act it. You're going to act within these two things. So think of different ways that you can stage it and act this shot out, okay? So I'm going to save this. This is a great place for it. So frame 1 to 24, you're acting to this camera, camera 1. Frame 25 to frame 84, you're acting in this camera. All right?
All right. Okay. And, and you say you wanted blocking, right? Or
yeah, just blocking. So like, so shoot your reference, put your reference on an image plane for each window, for each camera, okay? And then just do like 2 or 3 key poses in step key for next week. So wait, let me select the camera and make sure I've locked the camera because we like the camera. So I'm going to, if you want to animate it, you're going to have to unlock it, but right now I'm going to lock it. So I'm going to select all the controls here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say lock selected. So we can't move the camera for camera 1. And do the same thing for camera 2. So if you want to change these, you're going to have to unlock it first. Whoop. Select camera 2. And I'm going to lock these channels. That way we can't mess it up. So when you're animating to camera 2 over here, you're going to probably want to change this to a perspective so you can dolly around and whoops. Select your curves.
Yeah. I have a question. So if I'm to animate, 1 to 24, I play blast first, and after that, I go to 24 to 84 and start animating, and I play blast. Right.
The thing is, your characters will. Hold on a second. Okay, the thing is your characters will be animated in both windows. You're animating it solid within the shot, but you're going to shoot out from camera 1 for 1 through 24, and you're going to shoot out for camera 2 from 25 to 84. And as long as your play blast is named the same thing, it should create one file. But if it doesn't, just push them together inside the video editing thing. Does that make sense? Or we can set up an Uber cam. I'll show you how to do that in the next class. So just shoot out 2 play blasts. One that's camera 1, Camille, and one that's camera 2. Right? So while you're animating, to manipulate your characters in the perspective window. While you're animating camera 1, you're going to want to make this camera 1 and this thing your perspective window, so you're selecting and moving your character around. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it does.